Okay, so here I am getting ready to head on a nationwide road trip in the 2023 Model Y Long Range, leaving the Dallas-Fort Worth area this morning. It shows my first stop will be Lindale, Texas, which I'm going to take a look at. Shows I'll get there with 40% state of charge. I probably don't need to stop that soon. This car, as you can see, has 27,038 miles, 99% charge, and the estimated range is 315 miles. When new, it had 330 miles estimated range. So 15-mile degradation over 27,000 miles, pretty minor, only a few percent, not a big deal. All in all, and you'll see it's not at 100% yet. It shows 5 minutes, but I've got to take off, so yeah, I will update the route. This is just Tesla's recommended route. Today, my trip will be to Mobile, Alabama, and then tomorrow from Mobile to Orlando. So I will update you all here shortly. Okay, so here we are riding along. It is raining. It is 43 degrees, so it was 93 3 days ago in Dallas, and it's 43. On the expressway, trying to get around Dallas traffic right now. It's 7:12 a.m. And so I've gone 17 miles in 23 minutes. Not great, but 291 watt hours per mile. That's going to reduce just with the weather. I am estimated to arrive to Lindale with 40%. So next stop, Texas, then through Louisiana. So yeah, I'll keep you updated, but so far, so good. A little slow, just hoping to get out of the Dallas traffic before rush hour. So I'm on the west side of Dallas now, on 80 East, headed toward Terrell, Texas, and then I will grab 20 and ride that all the way over to Lindale. You'll see I'm still headed to Lindale. I looked, it looks like the Shreveport, Louisiana Supercharger might be closing for service or something. Maybe they're going to upgrade it finally to a version 3 or version 4. But anyhow, I'm going to go to Lindale. I've got to do some things, make some phone calls, and handle some emails. I probably will sit there and charge for a bit. There's not a lot of charging along I-20 in Louisiana, so I am going to probably top up for a good 35 to 45 minutes while I handle some business and probably have breakfast. And then I will continue on, more than likely to Ruston, which is a good charger, and I've been there before, and that's, you'll see it's half the time. It's a version 3, then Vicksburg's another version 3, so yeah, should be good. Got a long trip today, headed to Mobile, Alabama, and then tomorrow on to Orlando. Then I'll be headed up to over to Tampa, Florida, then up to Cherokee, North Carolina, then into Roanoke, Virginia, then on to Columbus, Ohio, and then back to Dallas, Texas. Probably some stops in between, but this is going to be a long trip over several weeks. A lot of traveling, a lot of supercharging. 27,000 miles on this car, probably closer to 30 until I get back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I will keep you posted and let you know how it goes. So far, you'll see 317 watt hours per mile. Overall lifetime on the car is 298. I imagine that will go up this trip just from running highway speeds, weather, cold. It's still 44 degrees here. So yeah, let's see how it goes, and I will keep you updated. So you will see I am 53 minutes, 60 miles out, and it just popped up preconditioning the battery for fast charging. Now I'm going to arrive with about 43%, but it's 45 degrees out. The battery's cold. The car had been sitting overnight. It was cold. I just kind of topped it up, which helped warm the battery some, but yeah, we're an hour out and it's already preconditioning. So that's the key to getting fast charging during cold weather is plan your trip or precondition the car. For those people that live in very cold climates, sub-zero temperatures, the ones that have had EVs know, just precondition your car before you go out driving or before you go charge it. So, you know, from the house, you can turn on the climate control on a Tesla and it'll heat the battery at the same time, and just let it keep the climate running. And do that, you know, an hour before you leave. Let the car warm up, let the batteries warm up, And then when you go to charge 5 minutes from the house at a supercharger, it'll charge right up super fast. The problem is the folks here this past winter in Chicago all just went right from their house to the charger, and then the cars just sat there and had to warm the batteries before they could charge. At EVs, they will get better. People will figure out ways to automate all that, so the battery's kind of always preconditioned or at a better temperature. But Tesla now has put a warning in there in the latest software saying, hey, your battery is going to be cold, you might want to precondition. They're going to help people that don't understand it. So EVs are fantastic if you know what you're doing. For the general consumer, they need more instruction, more automation, and frankly, just faster charging. It will get there. We're on that path. But anyway, good trip so far. 58 miles into it, 1 hour. So making up a little bit of time. Heavy traffic for sure, but soon to get on I-20 headed east towards the Shreveport area, and again, still stopping in Lindale, Texas. So all is well, and I will keep you updated. I'm still preconditioning, but I wanted to share, this first stop saying 45 minutes. It won't take quite that long, but the next stop in Ruston, Louisiana, 15 minutes, then Vicksburg, 20 minutes, then Hattiesburg, 10 minutes, and then at the hotel. So I'm going to have a total of 4 stops driving, I want to say it's maybe 700 miles today. In a gas car, I would probably stop 3, so I think I've got 1 extra stop. And unfortunately, it's because I have to stop at the first stop at 42%. If there was another supercharger or a couple more along I-20, going into Louisiana between Shreveport and beyond, and there were some more version 3s, I might just have 3 stops, or I would have 4 very short stops. So the issue is there's just not enough superchargers across the country yet. We'll get there, but we're just not there yet. So, it's something you work with. All in all, I don't experience this often. I don't often sit at a charger for more than 20 minutes, but unless I have work to do or I'm having lunch or whatever. But I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to do some work. I'm going to have breakfast, and until I'm done with that, the car will be charged and I'll take off. So I'll be arriving in 23 minutes, and it's still preconditioning the battery. So it definitely needed to get up to temperature to accept the maximum possible charge. So I decided to skip the supercharger in Lindale, and I'm headed to the Shell. There's a Red E charger there in Longview, Texas. So I've got another 37 minutes, and I will be to that one. It just makes more sense. It's a 160 kilowatt charger. The Lindale's only 150. And this gets me closer and probably saves me a lot of time. So hopefully it goes well. It's showing that it's online. I checked the Red E app. I checked PlugShare. Everywhere I checked showed that it's good. So fingers crossed I get there and I'll be able to charge up. I have charged at that one before, and it was a good stop. So I've got my CCS adapter, and I should be there shortly and be able to plug in and get juiced up. Alright, so I am about 22 minutes out from Carthage, and you'll see I've been driving 137 miles, 2 hours this morning, and it sucked up 70% of the battery on 137 miles. Cold temperatures, rain, probably about the most I would get out of this battery is about 200 miles, given the conditions. Now, around 60, 70 degrees, no rain, I can easily get 250 miles out of the battery. Kind of interesting. But I am headed to this Red E charger here in Longview. But I do have some bailout options, because if I have to, I can run down to this 250 in Carthage or that 250 in Henderson and juice up. So there are a couple of bailout options just in case this Red E charger doesn't work, because you can't count on any CCS charger currently, as far as I'm concerned. I can only count on Tesla chargers. So we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful that it's working and I can get a quick charge. It'll save me some time. Tesla really needs a supercharger along this stretch between Shreveport and Lindale, Texas. If there was another 2 50 right along here. None of this I would have to worry about. I would just plug in, roll, and it would have saved me 20, 30 minutes today. So if this works at Red E, it will save me time. If it doesn't, it costs me time. We'll see what happens. Follow along. So I'm just about to exit here at Longview, Texas, and you'll see I gained a little bit of range, up to 20%. It has warmed up. It's 51 degrees. Temperature has a huge impact on range on an EV. So I'm about to pull in and see if these Red E chargers are going to work here in Longview. Last time I used them, they were super expensive, but it saved me a ton of time. So let's see what happens. Looks like I'm just getting off this exit and going left. And then it's the Shell station on the right. So you can see the signage over there. Looks like it's at a Texas barbecue and a Denny's and a Sonic, all at the same stop. So we just have to wait here at this light. There's a nice Silverado High Country in front of me, all jacked up and ready to roll. We're in Texas, of course, so that's what people do. You'll see the turning camera, and I can move that around if I want. There's the visualizations. Pretty cool. Check that out. So yeah, hopefully the light changes here soon, and we will get to the Shell station. Let's go, High Country. Okay, it looks like we're gonna make the light, and it should just be right up here on the right. See it on the nav. To remember this stop, but not fully, to be honest. But yeah, you can see there's a Burger King right here, a hotel. Yeah, everything is kind of right here off this exit. There's the Shell, there's the chargers, and we're just gonna zip in here. Navigation wanted me to take the long way. We're gonna take the short way, pull in, and see if we can get charged. Looks like the chargers are available and lit up, which is good news. So I'm gonna back out here, grab my CCS adapter, and get plugged in. And I'll be back with you here shortly. So here I am at the Red E charger in Longview, Texas. It's ramping up. I plugged in with my CCS adapter. You'll see that whole contraption right here. So yeah, it's hooked up, it's charging. And unfortunately, I'm only pulling 80 kilowatts, but I just plugged in. So let's give it a little bit of time to ramp up. Last time I charged here, I think it took a little bit to ramp up and get full power. And yeah, we'll kind of see what happens. I'm just happy I'm charging, to be honest, because, you know, I just didn't know. And so let's take a look here on the screen. 144 kilowatts. 55 minutes remaining to top charge. I will figure out where I'm going next. I'm gonna turn climate on keep. I need to use the facilities here, grab something to eat, and these are actually pretty cool chargers. Let's take a look. There you go, 145 kilowatts. So super expensive charging though, $1 a kilowatt. One of the most expensive, probably the most expensive I've ever used. So Red E, you need to do a better job. You're overcharging your customers. So I just ran in and used a restroom. I've been charging for maybe 5 minutes, and you know, it is tapering down a little to 135 kilowatts, but all good. I'm up to 36% already, and let us navigate to Mobile, which is where we're headed, and let's see what it says. So right now it's wanting me to stop in Shreveport, which I'm probably not going to do. But if I did Shreveport and then Vicksburg, let's see what the what the car's figuring out. Once 30 minutes in Shreveport, 35 minutes in Vicksburg, and then I'd be there with 14%, and there is charging at the hotel. It's the Hilton Garden Inn on the west side of Mobile. So I'm going to play with it here and take a look. I'll probably charge a little deeper and go on to Ruston, because if you take a look, Shreveport's a 8-stall 150 kilowatt, and Ruston is a 8-stall 250 kilowatt. So I will keep you updated. Okay, so I'm back on the road. Been driving about 6 minutes. That was a maybe 20-25 minute stop. I overcharged a little bit. I got it up to, it said 24% predicted. You know, it is cold. I'm going to go to Ruston next, 120 miles out. And I need to reset the trip meter. There you can see my local consumption around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I had just driven, 140 miles. So I'm going to reset that now and change the name of that. So maybe you want to follow along. I'm going to touch there. I'm going to type the name local, and I'm going to say FL for Florida trip. Save, and there we go. So there, it's renamed. And then you'll notice down at the bottom, I can just hit the reset button down here. I'll say reset Florida trip, boom. And now we've got a brand new gauge for this Florida trip over the next couple of days. So pretty cool features. Anyway, yeah, uneventful. Driving along, 119 miles to go to the next charger. And there the car is switching lanes by itself, changing lanes, and it's using the turn signal. And it said I can use the turn signal to cancel, but why would I do that? Anyway, here we go, riding along. So here's a quick trip update. Headed into Louisiana, almost there. Driven 34 minutes, 41 miles, 339 watt hours per mile. So it is more efficient. 50 degrees out, showing I'm going to arrive with 17%. If you recall, that was around 23 to 24%. So it has dropped, but I'm going highway speeds, and so that'll do that. But you can see it's a pretty dreary day here on the east side of Texas going into Louisiana. Lots of clouds, dreary, but good news right now, it's not raining. Efficiency's decent, and I'm headed to a V3 250 kilowatt charger where I'll only be for a very short period of time. I will post an update as I'm pulling into the charger in 84 miles, about an hour and 19 minutes. So yeah, so far so good. It's been a good road tripping day. I'm gonna just add roughly 150 miles to that. I've driven about 185 miles. It's 10:12 a.m. and like I said, 51 degrees. So more information coming shortly. So here's the latest update. I am going to get there with 13%, so I definitely went through more battery than expected. It is cold, and running at highway speeds, that definitely consumed battery. But I'm 12 minutes out, preconditioning. Get there with 13%, and I will give you an update from the Supercharger. So here I am in Ruston, Louisiana. Just pulled in with 13%. It's in a shopping plaza with a bunch of stores. There's a Walmart here behind me, 8-stall 250 kilowatt with the Magic Dock. Now I heard if you hold down this button for a couple of seconds and push up and pull down, there you go. There's the CCS adapter, which I don't need. So I'll put it back up in, and we're gonna go ahead and plug in and see if this unit gets fired up. There we go, we're charging pretty quick within a few seconds. And let's see what kind of speeds we're getting. It should ramp up pretty quickly here. And right here's my speed, up to 175, 181. Let's see if we hit 250, 191, 202, 216, 229, 247, 251, 255 kilowatts. 256, that's probably where it's topping out. And we've already put 2% in the battery within that quick minute. We've driven 127 miles, an hour and 50 minutes, 339 watt hours per mile. That's a total of about 280 miles so far today, 11:28 a.m. And we're still holding at 256 kilowatt. And and we're up to 16%. Wow, I just saw 257. So great job, Tesla. It's working great. 9 more minutes here at this charger. Okay, just finished charging there at the Magic Dock, Ruston, Louisiana Supercharger. Now I'm headed to Vicksburg, Mississippi, which is another 250 kilowatt. I think it's 12 stall. It's at the Ameristar Casino, right off the exit. It's a good location. Shows I'll get there with 28%. I overcharged. The car was done way before I was. Super quick charging session. This may be my last stop of the day. I'm not sure. Depends how long I'm here at Vicksburg. But yeah, so far today, you'll see that Florida trip. I had 150 miles to that, so about 274 miles and about 340 watt hours per mile. You'll see my consumption here starting out on this current drive is not good, but I just pulled out of a supercharger, so the battery's really warm and it'll pick up efficiency as I continue to go. So I'll keep you updated, but so far doing good. It's 12 noon, and have driven close to 300 miles so far today. Should hit the hotel hopefully by 6 p.m. More information to follow. Okay, so here's a trip update. 48 minutes, 56 miles to go. Should arrive with about 26% to the Supercharger in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So it's right off the interstate. You'll see it's about 0.4 miles off the interstate, exit 1A, and I have driven 48 miles so far for 40 minutes and 346 watt hours per mile. Overall on this trip, 340 watt hours per mile. You'll see the lifetime of the car has jumped up to 299, and I'm at 27,375. Weather has warmed up. It's 55 degrees. I'm getting better efficiency now, which is good. And I expect it to warm up over the next couple of days. So, yeah, more information to follow. Date, I am 10 miles, 9.4 miles from the exit. Getting ready to pull into Vicksburg, Mississippi. Driven 95 miles, an hour and 15 minutes, 367 watt hours per mile. So a lot of consumption, but again, running at highway speeds, riding with traffic, got a lot of cars passing me. And it's just, quick speeds through here. But anyway, here's kind of a view of the area. Middle of Alabama, crossing into Mississippi. This is kind of the first exit in Mississippi. I'm sorry, Louisiana. I'm in Louisiana, crossing into Mississippi. Alabama will be next. But anyway, middle of Louisiana. Just wide open here. And yeah, beautiful country. It is winter time, so not a lot of greenery, but in a cloudy day. 55 degrees, 1:10 p.m., and I am preconditioning. I will be to the charger here shortly and update you. Getting off the exit for Vicksburg, Mississippi, for the Ameristar Supercharger. Looks like I'm going to arrive with around 23%. Driven 104 miles at 368 watt hours per mile. So I am chewing through some energy, burning up some electrons, but it's cold, between 50 and 55 degrees. Certainly been uneventful. It had rained a good part of the morning. There you'll see the green regen bar as I'm slowing down at this stop light. But yeah, I'm about to pull in here at the next light. I have to turn left, and then I will go down over the hill, turn left in the parking lot, and pull into the Supercharger. It is a 12 stall version 3. It shows all 12 stalls are available, 250 kilowatts. And let's see what it looks like here. You can ride down with me to the chargers. There's the sign, the light. There's the riverboat on the water. you go across I-20, this is one of the common charging stops, so I've been here quite a few times. And we just turn left here at the bottom. And we'll ride down along. And the chargers will be down here on the left. Just gotta wait for this Buick who's trying to back up into this pickup. These are Magic Ducks, by the way. Wow, okay. So I'm just gonna back in and get plugged in. 12 stall version 3 Supercharger. Like I said, it's 250 kilowatts. They do have Magic Duck here. We'll plug in. Let's see if we go green. Should flip green here pretty quick. And let's see what kind of speeds we get on the charger. Ramping up here. We're at 23%. We should get right around 250 kilowatts. And you'll see it up here in the top left. We're at 225, 229, 231, 245. There we go, 250. And we're sitting at 250. You'll see it's 31 cents a kilowatt hour. Pretty inexpensive. And it's telling me to charge for 30 minutes. I don't need to do that, but it may take me a little bit here. So follow along. So I'm headed to the Supercharger in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And you'll see I'm 44 minutes, 38 miles out, and it just started preconditioning the battery for fast charging. 53 degrees out. Since the last charge, I've driven 96 miles, an hour and 28 minutes, and 313 watt hours per mile. So lifetime of the car, you'll see down there to the right. And yeah, all in all, pretty good uneventful drive today. Headed to Mobile, Alabama, where I'll be staying tonight, and then headed on to Orlando, Florida tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. This should be my last charging stop. I'm just going to do a quick stop here, maybe 15 or so minutes, throw a little bit of juice in, and then head to the hotel. The hotel does have Tesla destination chargers and J1772 chargers, so I should be able to get energy there. So I'm almost to the Tesla Supercharger here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I have driven, if you add about 150 miles to that, I have driven just over 500 miles today, 335 watt hours per mile, but you'll see the last leg, 133 miles, 308 watt hours per mile. So it's 56 degrees, it's more efficient. You know, I'm pulling in here with about a 35% state of charge. Of course, hitting here at 4:05 p.m., I'm hitting a ton of traffic. It's a 6-lane divided highway and busy. You can see traffic here on the map between lights. This is a shopping area. There's shopping all around. Anyway, this is a 8-stall Supercharger. It shows 5 available. Let's get an update. There's 6 available. That's good. That means I won't have to share power. And I'm arriving at a pretty high state of charge. I only need to be there for a few minutes just to get a quick charge and move on. So we'll see how it goes. I will post an update here from the charger. So here's the charger in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Like I said, it's 8 stalls. And it's at a good shopping plaza. It is about 1.5 miles off of I-59. But let's see if I get charging right up. It should go green here in just a second. It takes a little bit longer on a version 2. You can tell it's a version 2 by the silver part of the handle, and it's also a much thicker charging cable. But plenty of stuff all around here for restrooms and facilities and food. And yeah, here we're ramping up. Let's take a quick look at how fast we're charging. Now remember, I'm arriving with a pretty high state of charge, so yeah, it jumped up to about 126 kilowatts, which is probably about right. So all in all, this is a good stop. Here is the charger location. You'll see all 8 stalls. And there's the charging cabinets. Smoothie King, Chick-fil-A, tons of stuff right around here. All in all, a good stop. Good job, Tesla. Here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Okay, so just finished charging in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and on the way to the hotel, which has Tesla destination chargers, but right across the street, there is a Tesla Supercharger as well, and that's in Mobile, Alabama, on the west side of town. We'll get to the hotel and verify, but so far today, I've driven a little over 520 miles. Got 87 miles to go. That'll put in about 610 miles for the day. You'll see 87 miles there. I forgot to reset the trip meter when I left this morning, so it's about 150 to 160 miles short, but you'll see Florida trip down there at the bottom. 371 miles, 334 watt hours per mile. Again, add about 160 to that, 150, 160. And I've been driving 12 miles since the last charge. All in all, doing great. It's none of the charging stops have been longer. As a matter of fact, I felt rushed almost every time because I'll normally stop, do some work, make calls, use a restroom, etc. And until I do all that, the car's ready before I am. So yeah, I've only done, I think, a total of 3 stops today. I added this Hattiesburg stop in just because I wanted to space out the last stop. I needed to stretch my legs. It would have been 3 hours and 30 minutes, and it was 228 miles, and I basically split that in half. So yeah, I should be there to the hotel around 6 o'clock. Again, all in all, it's going well, and no complaints here today, driving the 2023 Tesla Model Y long range. It's been a good experience today. Okay, so here I am leaving this morning at 5:50 a.m. From the hotel here in Mobile, Alabama. Last drive was 103 miles. I am topped up to 100%. It's showing 315 miles predicted range, 54 degrees out, and headed to the first charger here in Chipley, Florida. Shows I'll arrive in about 2.5 hours, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'll update you as we get on the road. Starting out this morning with 329 watt hours per mile, and it is raining. So here's a trip update. As you can see, I'm in heavy rain, headed to the Supercharger in Chipley, Florida. I've only been driving for, 5 or 6 miles. You can see it down there. I'm paying attention to the road, but shows I'll arrive about 8:15 a.m. in Chipley with 17%. I'm skeptical because of the rain and the resistance due to the rain. The weather, the temperature is pretty good. 55 degrees isn't that cold. And I did precondition the car. I'm only going, 163 miles, so I should be fine. But I'll keep an eye on it. I'm at 100% charge starting out, so I should have no problem. But with heavy rain and cold weather, you never know. So I'll watch it. But anyway, I'll ride along and give you an update here in a little while. Hopefully I'll get out of the rain before too long. So here I am riding along, headed to Chipley, Florida at 6:46 a.m. So been driving about an hour. There you go, 54 minutes of driving time, driven 64 miles. And it is cold. It's 53 degrees. It's been raining the whole time. All in all, a pretty uneventful drive. I'm consuming a lot of electrons, 363 watt hours per mile. And it shows I'm going to get to Chipley, the Supercharger there, in 105 miles with 14%. So I'll be fine. I just got to kind of keep an eye on it. But yeah, not the best driving day in the world. Just raining all day. Hopefully I get through that and can get somewhat of, some dry weather and better driving weather. But just some trip update stats. Add 160 miles to that Florida trip. So I reset my trip meter around Longview, Texas, which is about 160 miles from where I live. So I've driven so far about 690 miles over the last little over a day. So, I should be between 3 and 4 o'clock, should be to the hotel in Orlando, depending on traffic, weather, whatever. And yeah, I'll keep you posted and we'll see how it goes today. Here's another trip update. 52 degrees out. I am 71 miles from the Supercharger in Chipley, Florida. And you'll see it shows I'm arriving now with 16%. I've driven 99 miles, 356 watt hours per mile. And here you go, going through the panhandle of Florida. It's just rain, trees, and kind of middle of nowhere. But anyway, it's been uneventful. I expect to have no problem getting there. I've driven about 100 miles and I'm at right about 50% battery. So it kind of tells you with this type of weather and these types of highway speeds, you're only going to get about 200 miles on a charge. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it here. See how we do, but should be in Chipley, Florida in about the next hour. So here I am still rolling along on the way to Chipley, Florida, and you'll see it just popped up preconditioning the battery for fast charging. I am about 26 minutes out. It popped up with that message about 30 minutes out. Of course, it's 53 degrees, but we are preconditioning. This Chipley, Florida Supercharger is an 8-stall, 250 kilowatt, so I should get 250 kilowatts of charging for a little period of time. And it overall should be a fast charging session. I think the car wants me to be there for, let's take a look. Yeah, 20 minutes is what it's saying. And then 15 minutes in Lamont. So let's see how it goes. I'll be to Chipley here shortly. Okay, I am off the exit, headed to this Chipley Supercharger. And it shows I'm going to turn left in 0.2 miles. The battery is still preconditioning. I'm not sure where this one's at, but it looks like it may be up here at a Burger King. Looks like I'm going to turn left at this first light. So there's an Exxon Mobil, and I'll bet it's around the back. Yep, there's the Supercharger. It's actually kind of on the left side over by the Burger King. So I'm going to pull in here and get plugged in. And I will show you an update in just a second as I'm getting plugged in. Okay, I'm getting plugged in at the Chipley Supercharger. I drove 170 miles in 2 hours and 15 minutes. And let's take a look. It is an 8-stall version 3. Pretty good layout, one handicap parking. No signage that says no general parking. But yeah, let's see how quickly we get ramped up here. There we go, we're charging. I could hear it click. And let's take a quick look in the car. Quickly charging. Let's see, we're at 176, 187, over 200. Will we hit 250? 247, 249. And there you go, 250 kilowatts, just like that. 252, 254, 254 and holding, 15% state of charge. There's 255. Great job, Tesla. We're charging. Here's a quick update. I am now headed to the Supercharger in Lamont, Florida. I've been driving for 9 miles, 7 minutes. And yeah, it's still cold, 53 degrees, still raining. But I should be there in about an hour and 15 minutes. 96 miles, just a quick charge and a quick hop to the next Supercharger. This is another version 3, 250 kilowatt that I'm headed to. And I expect to be there for just a few minutes and ride on to the next one. So I'll probably make a total of 2, maybe 3 more stops today. I want to charge before I get to the hotel. So expecting to be to the hotel maybe 3:30 or so Eastern time. We'll see how it goes, but making good progress so far. So I'm still on the way to the Supercharger here in Lamont, Florida, and you'll see I'm arriving now with a 20% estimated state of charge. the weather has cleared up. It's 59 degrees. It's not raining. I'm going through the Tallahassee area now on the way to Lamont, and yeah, it's been a smooth trip. Glad that it cleared up and it's not raining. Makes driving a lot easier. Pretty fast highways through here, and good efficiency overall now that the weather's cleared. So we'll see how it does. I will be there to the charger in about 25 minutes, and I will post an update from the Lamont Supercharger version 3 8-stall 250 kilowatt. So I'm here in the Tesla Supercharger in Lamont, Florida, 8-stall 250 kilowatt, pulled in with 21%, and it's actually right off the interstate, but kind of a janky location. Let's see if this charger works. It was hanging off of the hook. See if it communicates. Looks like it is. And there we go. We got one car blocking, so that's stalled down there, but they're all free. Probably doesn't think he's blocking it because he's off to the side, but yep, that's blocking a charger. But yeah, dirt parking lot, kind of weird. Weird to find. You had to come back in around the side, but hey, it works. I'm charging. Let's see how fast. Let's take a quick look. We're already up to 250 kilowatts. So once again, great job, Tesla, getting a good charge in 9 minutes here. So I'm here at the Supercharger with my 2023 Tesla Model Y long range, and I'm in Lamont, Florida, 8 stalls, 250 kilowatts. There's a Model 3 there charging, and then all the way at the end you see a, looks like a GMC Yukon blocking a charging spot. This is in the back of a truck stop, right off the exit. Really a great stop, quiet, easy to get in and out of, and I've been charging here for a few minutes. I've got to take care of a few more things, but you'll see at 63%, we're down to 83 kilowatts. So you have to be aware of that. When you're road tripping, what you really want to do is arrive with 10 to 20% and only charge about 50% and take off. It's super fast. Usually I'm at a stop 15 minutes or less and just roll on, and you'll save a ton of time. Anyway, my next stop I'm planning at this point is around Gainesville, Florida. Let's take a look at an hour and 20 minutes, 92 miles, and so I will post an update here from the road. So I'm back on the road, 27,953 miles, 11 months on this 2023 Tesla Model Y long range. Probably 70% of that is on the highway. So I am headed to the Gainesville Supercharger. It's an 8-stall, 250 kilowatt. I just charged up in Lamont, and it's 11:21 a.m., 63 degrees, and it's not raining. So nice weather. It's cloudy and overcast, but no rain, moderate temperatures. I'm going to get much better efficiency. It'll start improving. You'll see I just left the charger, and it'll be dropping down there in the bottom left. It's 7 miles away. It's at 341, 340. We should see pretty good efficiency. I should arrive to Gainesville with around 19%, about an hour and a half. I'll top up there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes and then head on to the hotel in Orlando. We'll see how that charging session goes. I may stop right before the hotel, and I probably will, and just get the car up to, 60, 70%, so I have some juice for around town. I don't want to arrive to the hotel. I don't think the hotel I'm staying at, it's the JW in Bonnet Creek, I don't think it has any on-site charging. I think there's chargers next door, and anyway, I usually like to at least have some battery charge on the car, so Sentry mode and the security system and all that stuff, I don't have to worry about draining low for any of those purposes. But yeah, I am riding on. It's been a good, uneventful trip so far, and we will see how it goes. I will keep you updated. So I'm here in my 2023 Tesla Model Y long range that I've had for 11 months, and you'll notice 28,007 miles in 11 months, 300 watt hours per mile overall. And I just wanted to give you some quick impressions on this Model Y long range. I'm in Florida right now. Was driving from Texas. I drove over 600 miles yesterday. I'm going to drive over 500 miles today, and I've got to tell you, this is probably one of the smoothest, most comfortable, and maybe my favorite car I've ever owned. It could be quieter. It could ride smoother. I wish it had better noise insulation, you know, more acoustics to handle road noise and whatever. But what a fantastic vehicle. Great acceleration, great torque, great handling, tons of room for travel. And yeah, all in all, I'm very happy. It's held up well. I've had no issues, no maintenance. I have only rotated the tires, washer fluid, and I replaced one set of wiper blades here a couple of months ago. That's it. And I just did that because they were streaking a little bit, and I like to replace wiper blades every 20,000 miles or so. But anyway, what a great vehicle. Tesla, you knocked it out of the park on this one. I really do give this car a 10 out of 10. So as I travel down through Florida, headed to Orlando, I'm just enjoying the ride here in my 2023 Model Y long range. So yeah, thumbs up and 2 thumbs up to Tesla. So I'm about to pull in the Tesla Supercharger in Gainesville, Florida. This is the newer Gainesville, Florida Supercharger off exit 390. It's just south of the original one. And it is an 8-stall, 250 kilowatts. It's right off the exit here. So I'm about to get off and get my charge on. I will give an update here once I am plugging in and show you what kind of charging I should get. It should be good. The car did precondition. I'm at 19% here pulling into this charger, so I should see 250 kilowatts or very close to. So be there in just a second. So here I'm at the Gainesville, Florida Supercharger, 117 miles since my last stop, 318 watt-hours per mile. It is 80 degrees out, 79 degrees. Kind of an interesting layout here. There's a Model X over there charging. We've got this stall here, the one I'm plugging into, and then several pull-ins over there. I just got plugged in, and let's see, we're going green, we're charging. Let's take a quick look, and we're ramping right up, and right up here in the top left corner, we'll see if we can hit 250 kilowatts. And there you go, just like that, 251 kilowatts. So great job, Tesla, and we are charging. So I'm walking back to the Tesla Supercharger here in Gainesville, Florida, and I just wanted to show you, it's at a Burger King parking lot right across the street from a Citgo gas station. But yeah, it's a great location, right off the interstate. It is 8 stalls, but they're spread out. There's 4 there, there are 2 there and 1 there, so I guess it's 7. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know where the 8th stall is. It showed 8 on the charging map, but it's actually got 7 stalls. And there's my 2023 Model Y long range with 28,000 miles in 11 months. It's charging at 250 kilowatts, so great job, Tesla. Okay, I'm back on the road, just charged there in Gainesville. Was there a little longer than intended. I had a ton of email and phone calls to take care of. So got charged up to, I don't know, maybe 73, 74%. 4 miles in, riding down 75 south, headed towards the Florida Turnpike south. And I'm gonna stop here right before the JW Marriott, right off the Florida Turnpike. There's a supercharger, 8 stalls, 250 kilowatt, and I'll be there in about 100 miles. So I will post an update, but it's 81 degrees, so getting good efficiency as I get rolling here, and still no rain. So fingers crossed I can make it down through to Orlando and not be in the rain, and that'll be a smooth, uneventful drive. More information to follow. So I don't know about you, but for me, pretty much every time I take a road trip, when I get within an hour to 2 hours from my destination, I experience this. 14 miles an hour, been backed up in traffic for the last 20 or so minutes. Solid red on the map. I am in Florida, headed towards Orlando right now. Going down along 75 in 24 miles, getting on the Florida Turnpike South, and I am just sitting in traffic. So Not surprising, but here's the good news. Great efficiency in traffic, stop and go. You know, I've gone 39 miles in 44 minutes. I made a lot of time at first, and then I've been sitting. But 288 watt-hours per mile. So, yeah, super great efficiency. And now I'm going to arrive to the charger with 29% because I've been regen braking the whole time. So, kind of interesting. Headed to this supercharger here off the Florida Turnpike. It's actually really cool. It's right in kind of the middle of the highway. It's a 6-stall, 150 kilowatt, so I'm going to take a look at that. I may do a different one. It shows it's got a little bit of a wait, so I'll check it out and try to hit something quick along the way. I just want to throw a little juice on before going to the hotel down there, which is that black dot on the map. So, all right, guys, continue to follow along. Thank you. Well, here's some good news. Because of the traffic and you know, I'm about to get on the Florida Turnpike, I am going to arrive to the hotel with 28%, which means I do not need to stop and charge. So I am going to jump on the Turnpike. I'm going to head on to the hotel. I'm 63 miles away. And fingers crossed that they have charging. I didn't think they do, but, you know, looking on PlugShare, it looks like there's a charging station nearby. So I'm hoping that they can plug the car in, or I can get juiced up there at the hotel. Looks like I'll be there in about an hour, about 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. And, you know, I left this morning, as you saw, around 5:45 a.m. Central. So let's call that 7 a.m. Eastern to 3:30 p.m. Eastern to go from Mobile, Alabama to Orlando, Florida. So a little bit of rain, just got through that, and now clear skies, and just riding down through here. And here's the Orlando Turnpike, Florida Turnpike, towards Orlando. So we're going to jump on that. Just ride along with me here for a minute, and let's see what this looks like. I'm hopeful that I don't have a bunch more rain going down through here. Hopefully that was the last of it. But I am pleased that I do not have to charge again. So okay. Thanks for following along. I will try to give you another update here before I pull into the hotel, or as I pull into the hotel in Orlando. So I wanted to share, it's amazing what happens when you hit good weather. 289 watt-hours per mile for the last 85 miles. It's 85 degrees out. It's crazy how efficient the car is. You know, it's 100 watt-hours per mile more efficient, which is significant. It's kind of crazy how that works, but glad to be in good weather. It's somewhat sunny, a lot of clouds, but sunny out, 85 degrees, and in Central Florida. So this is probably my last trip update. Driven 123 miles, 280 watt-hours per mile. You'll see I'm in the Disney parks area. The hotels, resorts, Epcot, Disney World. I'm on that drive into that area. Anyway, my hotel's right near there. I'm 3.2 miles, dealing with traffic here, of course. But all in all, 980 miles plus 160. So 1,140 miles over the last 2 days in a Tesla Model Y long range. No problem whatsoever. 28,187 total miles, 300 total watt-hours per mile. What a great car. Good experience, good charging, no issues. It didn't hold me up. Absolutely wonderful road trip. I would do it again. And I hope you all have a great day. So here we are a couple of days later, 79 degrees out, and headed to a different hotel here in the Orlando area. You'll see the car's charged up to 88%. We'll hit the other hotel around 85%. So the hotel I was at had chargers. They plugged it in and got it up to 90% at no additional charge. That was just part of the service at the hotel, which is great. It does show there's chargers at this hotel. I believe it's a parking garage. I'll have to pull in, park, and plug it in. But yeah, it's been a good trip so far. Be at this hotel one night and then headed to a hotel in Tampa for a few days. So I will post another update tomorrow. But follow along and watch the rest of this epic road trip as we travel all over the United States in a 2023 Tesla Model Y long range. So I'm here at the Castle Hotel in Orlando with the 2023 Tesla Model Y, and they have 3 charging spots over here. One is a J1772 and the other 2 are Tesla destination chargers. I had the car plugged in yesterday and I was able to charge up to 90%, and then I moved it overnight so other Tesla drivers could charge if needed. And this white Model Y Performance plugged in, but this Model S has been sitting over here since I got here to the hotel and appears to be still just plugged in. So disappointing. This car should move, let other people charge, but at the end of the day, I was able to get the juice I needed and good to go. Okay, so I'm driving along here on Interstate 4, headed towards the Tampa area. I am going to stop at the Supercharger in St. Petersburg, excuse me, which is 8-stall, 250 kilowatt. Super busy supercharger at the Wawa there in St. Pete. There aren't a lot of chargers just generally in St. Pete. There's a couple, and there's a lot of Teslas running around Tampa, St. Pete. So I've been watching the wait times at some of these chargers are pretty high. Well, I say high, 5 minutes, but I always try to avoid waiting. Right now it's showing available with 7 stalls open, but I'm still, 41 miles out. So need to stop and get some supplies anyway. So I'm going to stop and do that, and then get checked into the hotel in St. Petersburg, Florida for a few days while I handle some business. And I just want to top the tank up, so to speak. I'm going to put some electrons in to get the car a little fuller to sit at the hotel for a few days. There is no charging at the hotel. There are charging options, but I'm just going to fill it up quick and then head on to the hotel. So that's an update. Overall, if you look, and you add 160 miles to that Florida trip down there, because I didn't reset it until after 160 miles from when I left my house. So in the last few days, we've driven over 1,200 miles in this 2023 Model Y. And before long, I will be hitting the 30,000 mile point before this car is 1 year old. Excuse me. So 30,000 miles in roughly 11 months on this car, and it's done great. Anyway, I'm going to continue to ride on, and I will give you an update in a little while. So here I am crossing the Tampa Bay Bridge on full self-driving. So the car's driving itself. I am crossing this bridge. Hands are not on the wheel, feet are not on the pedal. I mean, I'm right here managing it, but absolutely amazing. So Tesla can drive your car, and it can drive you across the Tampa Bay Bridge into St. Petersburg, Florida. So that's pretty amazing. Quick side note, super great efficiency here in Florida, 264 watt-hours per mile. It is early March 2024, and it is 82 degrees out. So beautiful weather, beautiful area I'm headed into. We've got meetings in Tampa, St. Pete, in that area for the next several days, but my car is driving itself. So great job, Tesla. Thank you. So I thought I'd do a quick little video just to show y'all. Here I'm in St. Petersburg, getting ready to meet some clients, and sitting at the tiki bar right out there. Let's see if I can zoom in. That's the Gulf of Mexico, right out past those trees. So yeah, we're here in the tiki bar. I'm gonna have a drink and get ready to meet with some clients, but just a beautiful space. So anyway, no Tesla chargers at this hotel. So unfortunately, I have to run to a supercharger in the next day or two, but I didn't stop today. I'm sitting at 42% state of charge, sitting at the hotel, and I'm gonna plug in and get a good charge on tomorrow, the next day, as I run some errands, and I'll top it up to maybe 80% as I do some shopping. There's charging right next to Walmart, and I need to buy some supplies, and I'll top it up and then leave it go for the next few days. Anyway, here we are in St. Petersburg. Okay, you'll see I'm just a few miles out from the Supercharger here in Sarasota, Florida on Clark Road. It's an 8-stall, 250 kilowatt, and I'm just going to stop there for a few minutes and top up. I'm down to 15%. The hotel I'm staying at does not have supercharging. You'll see I'm getting pretty good efficiency overall here in Florida. And the overall Florida trip efficiency has improved to 320 watt hours per mile. So yeah, beautiful weather, 82 degrees today. And I'm just going to pop in. I'll probably throw, maybe 10 minutes on the charger while I do some email. And that should get the car up to 50+%. So we'll see what happens. And I'll show you a little clip here of the Supercharger on Clark Road in just a few minutes. So I'm here at the Supercharger in Sarasota, Florida on Clark Road, and it's at a Wawa, like many of these Tesla chargers are in Florida. And you see you got one car down there charging now, another Tesla sitting beside it. It is 8 total stalls, 250 kilowatts. And let's see if it starts charging. There we go, right away. So there's one pull-in, which is great for people with trailers. And there you'll hear it, this fan spinning up. But yeah, one Tesla charging over there, another one parked by it, another Tesla parked here. A lot of Teslas in this area in general. And let's see how we're doing. We are at a 15% state of charge. It did precondition coming in, and it's pulling 172 kilowatts. Should jump up here to around 250. And let's just watch it for a minute here and see if it does. I don't know, it looks like it's going to sit around 173. Anyway, I'm going to let it charge. I'm going to go use the facilities, and you can see already it's put in 2 kilowatt hours, so it's going pretty quick. And the percentage has already jumped up a couple of percent. So I won't be here long, and I'm going to get a quick charge and then head out. So I'm at the Tesla Supercharger here in Ellenton, Florida. And great signage comes right back here to this 8-stall, I'm sorry, this is actually a big one. It's a 12-stall, 250 kilowatt charger. And it's sitting right beside an Electrify America station. Let's see if we get charging properly. There we go, we're charging. Got a couple of cars backing in. And over here's the EA. So, yeah, another good stop. I'm gonna throw a little bit of juice in the car because I've been running around again. And you'll see I'm charging fairly slow. 89, 90 kilowatts. So I'm going to let it charge here for a few minutes and we'll go from there. So I am leaving Tampa, Florida this morning, headed to Roanoke, Virginia. I'm not sure how far I'll make it. It's 850 miles or something crazy. Anyway, you'll see I've driven so far this morning 31 miles and 272 watt hours per mile. Really good efficiency here in Florida. Noisy roads, as you can hear, but 75 degrees out. And I'm going to be stopping at the Supercharger in Ocala, Florida, which is an 8-stall, 250 kilowatt. And I'll arrive at a pretty high state of charge, but I need to take a break then anyway, get juiced up, and then continue on the trip. So I will keep you updated as we head north from Florida to the state of Virginia. So I'm about to stop at the Tesla Supercharger in Ocala, the West Silver Spring Road Supercharger. It shows that it wants me to stop there 20 minutes, then Brunswick, Georgia for 20 minutes, and then St. George, South Carolina for 25 minutes. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going to stop for sure at this one it's recommending. It's an 8-stall, 250 kilowatt, currently showing 8 stalls available. So far, driven 109 miles in an hour and 34 minutes. at 282 watt hours per mile. So pretty good efficiency. Here's the overall Florida trip and the overall lifetime on the car. So I will update you here from the Supercharger in just a few minutes. So at 10 miles out, the car just started preconditioning for fast charging. So getting the battery to the optimum temperature for the fastest charging possible. And I'm going to pull in with a pretty high state of charge, 32%. But it should get maybe 175 to 195 kilowatts for a little while. And then it'll taper down. But yeah, all in all, shouldn't be there that long. I need to take a break anyway, so yeah, be there in less than 10 minutes. So I'm at the Tesla Supercharger here in Ocala, West Silver Springs Road at 32%, and I am getting plugged in right now. It is at a Wawa. There are 8 stalls, all 250s, and we got 2 Teslas sitting there charging and plugged in. So let's see if this one works. There it goes. Starting to connect. You'll notice it's a version 3 by the thinner handle and no piece of silver metal around there. And we are charging, and let's see what kind of speed we have. Ramping right up. And about 153 kilowatts. So we will sit here and charge for just a little bit. So I just charged up to 87% at this Wawa. I stayed here too long. Had to take care of some stuff, so overcharged a bit. Going to get to the next charger with 26%, which is fine. That way I can charge a little less there. And yeah, I'll be stopping in just a couple hours. So I will post an update in a bit. You'll see 1,373 miles so far on this trip. And on we go. So here's a quick trip update. Just crossed into Georgia. And you'll see 133 miles on the current leg of the trip, 263 watt hours per mile. I am 36 miles from the exit 38, and it's the Brunswick, Georgia Supercharger. It is a 21st stall version 3. Haven't been to this one, so I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but I looked, it's right off the exit. So far, good driving. Looks like there might be a little bit of weather ahead. We'll see how that goes, but planning to make it hopefully into South Carolina, maybe North Carolina, and stay somewhere. Probably won't make it all the way to Roanoke, Virginia tonight, but yeah, should be driving until mid-afternoon or so. So I will keep you updated, and a charging stop is coming up shortly. So here's a trip update. I've been running autopilot the whole trip. I do not have full self-driving on currently. I'm just using the autopilot features. And you will see I am 10 minutes out, 9.6 miles from the Supercharger. And it is that 24 stall that I mentioned a minute ago. Should be there very shortly. Get charged up. I should arrive with 23%. You'll see I've driven 162 miles. 2.5 hours. So really good efficiency here in Florida. 83 degrees. Actually, I'm in Georgia. I crossed the Georgia line, and should be a pretty fast charging session, but I've got to take care of some stuff, so I will probably be there a little extra at this stop. So at about 3 miles out, it just started preconditioning the battery for fast charging, which is a good thing. Pulling in now at estimated 22%. I get off the exit here in about 2.5 miles, so we'll see how quick of a charge I can get and how long I'm going to be there, but I will post an update as I get plugged in, and we'll see how this charging session goes. So I just pulled in here at the Brunswick, Georgia Supercharger, and it is at a Brunswick bowling alley. Also, there's a courtyard right behind. I'm going to get plugged into stall 2A. There were 2 stalls showing not available. One was 2B and the other one was 5C. Let's just see if it starts charging right away. There we go. Very quick hookup on a version 3. And let's check the speed here. Right up here in the left corner. And we're right up to 241, 250. And there we go, 250 kilowatts. Great job, Tesla. So the car stopped charging. It went red, stopped at about 28%. So after just a few minutes, and I am now plugged back in. And we'll see what this one's doing. So this one's also having problems. So I think I'm going to move to that bank of chargers right over there. I've only ever had that happen one other time, but the third time's a charm. I got plugged into one of these other ones. It's pulling over 200 kilowatts. So I'm charging, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't crash again. That was strange and unlike Tesla Superchargers. So let me just check their, their data on this charger. So there, it now shows 2A, 2B, and 5C out. So that one I hooked into that went red, it's now reporting that as a failed charger as well. So pretty great job to instantly update that Tesla. Okay, here's a trip update. I am continuing to ride along. Headed to the St. George, South Carolina Supercharger, which is a 12-stall, 250 kilowatt charger. And should get there with about 29% state of charge. So basically another 88 miles. Looks like I am going to hit some traffic. And you'll see I've driven 64 miles since the last charge. 281 watt hours per mile. So all in all, pretty efficient, even though I've driven through construction, rainstorm, and several other things. Still making good progress. I'm going to stay in the Florence, South Carolina area tonight, and then head into Roanoke, Virginia tomorrow. Should hit the hotel in Florence before 5 p.m. if all goes well, and I will keep you posted. So here I am on a back road just passing through St. George, South Carolina. There was really bad traffic on I-95, so the Tesla navigation routed me around it. I am headed to this supercharger here. That's a 12-stall, 250 kilowatt, and it just started preconditioning. It's 7 miles out. So there we go. Some stats for you. 148 miles since the last charge, 2 hours and 36 minutes, and 257 watt hours per mile. So doing really good on consumption. Just headed into the charger, which I will show you a video here in just a minute. So I'm here at the Tesla Supercharger in St. George, South Carolina. It is 12 stalls, 250 kilowatts. There's a Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm in a Food Lion parking lot. And I just pulled up to this V3. Let's see if this thing charges. Hopefully I don't have challenges like I did at the last stop. And there we go, we're charging. And here, take a look around. Food Lion, Post Office, AutoZone, right off the exit. And let's take a look at the charging speeds. So it has ramped right up to 239 kilowatts. So we are charging. Good job, Tesla. So here's a quick charging update from the supercharger that I'm sitting at here in South Carolina. It's pull-ins. It's an interesting layout. Of course, I mentioned Dunkin' Donuts. There's a Hardee's, the Food Lion that's right over here, a couple other items. Anyway, I've been charged. I'm going to get to my destination with 26%, but I have to finish some emails and take care of a few other things. So I'm not ready to go yet. The car was ready in less than 10 minutes. Now it just popped up the second time and said, hey, got enough energy to continue. And I hit okay earlier. Now it's all the way up to 26%, 35 minutes to 100% charge. Don't need that. So it says, hey, sit here 5 more minutes. It's interesting what it does, but I have tons of energy to get to this hotel. The hotel does have chargers, which I intend to use, and there is a supercharger right across the street if I need it. So should be to the hotel in about an hour and 10 minutes. I will get unplugged shortly. So here's a trip update, 3:27 p.m. and we are 57 minutes out from the Hilton Garden Inn that we're staying at, that's near the supercharger in Florence, South Carolina. So you'll see down here driven 15 miles since last charge, 298 watt hours per mile. One thing to note, it shows I'm going to get to the hotel with 33%. They do have charging there. I hope it's available. I'll plug in and let the car juice up overnight. And if not, there's a supercharger next door. No big deal. Anyway, should hit the hotel by about 4:30 at the latest, and be there within the hour. So I will keep you updated. This may be my last update for the day. I may try to post something from the hotel, but you know, I've been driving since a little after 6 a.m. this morning. So, excuse me, I'm pretty tired. Want to just get plugged in and unload into the hotel and go relax and try to find a good meal, some good food. So I am 14 minutes out, 15 miles. I've been driving 70 miles this last leg, 282 watt hours per mile. So you'll see overall the efficiency on the Florida trip is down now to 303 watt hours per mile with a lifetime of 299. Almost 29,000 miles on this car at 11 months. So this has been a great car. I'm enjoying the Model Y long range. Super easy road trip. Today, as you've seen, just 3 stops and I'm here about to pull in the hotel. Hope everyone has a great day, and if I don't post an update this evening, I will certainly update you in the morning. So here I am starting out this morning, much colder temperatures, 57 degrees. I am headed to Roanoke, Virginia, coming from Florence, South Carolina. I've started out this morning, I've driven 9 miles, and I had the car charged up to 100% last night. We're at 94% right now, and it's showing at 94%, 295 miles. It is showing 314 miles at 100%. It was originally rated for 330 miles. Anyway, I'm on Interstate 95 North. Beautiful driving day. A little chilly, but got 11 miles, and then I'm going to hop on 73, 74 North up towards Greensboro. I'll stop at the Supercharger in Colfax, North Carolina, which is, I believe, at a Sheetz, and I think it's a version 3 8-stall 250 kilowatt charger. Down there's my stats, and you'll see I just crossed 29,000 miles in 11 months. I will keep you updated. So here's my 11-month review on my 2023 Tesla Model Y long range, and you'll see I'm passing Buc-ee's in Florence, South Carolina. So I'm in South Carolina. I have 29,002 miles on my 2023 Tesla Model Y long range. I bought this car 11 months ago, and my overall feedback is it's probably one of the best cars I've ever owned. Smooth, quiet, comfortable, super efficient. I've had next to zero problems with it. The only issue I've had that I can recall is the rear view mirror up here. I had a rattle, and they just had to remove it, and I think they put some tape on there or adhesive or whatever and reattached the shroud, and that noise went away. So smooth, quiet, comfortable, great vehicle for a road trip. I've had full self-driving. Right now I'm using basic autopilot only, and yes, I know you'll say get out of the left lane. You know, I've got slow-moving cars up here on the right, but anyhow, full self-driving would have moved me into the right lane. But yes, I should have moved to the right lane. Thank you for the comments. Anyway, great car, smooth and comfortable. It's 57 degrees today. I'm headed from Florence, South Carolina to Roanoke, Virginia, and couldn't be happier with this car in 11 months. You know, before I have 12 months, before I have 1 year on it, it'll have 30,000 miles on it, which, you know, that's less than I normally do in a year, but still a ton of miles on a car. And this thing's had zero issues, just no maintenance, no oil changes, no shop time. I just drive it. Original set of tires. They've been rotated about every 7,500 miles. Still have a lot of life left on them. I keep them inflated 2 to 3 pounds above the 42 PSI that's recommended. That does help with tire life, and keeping them rotated helps with tire life. I do typically run it in chill mode, as you see, and that just helps the car, you know, have less aggressive takeoff. I don't need more horsepower than that, and it saves tires. It really doesn't hurt anything. So anyway, overall, I highly recommend this Tesla. Smooth, comfortable, beautiful paint color on the outside. If you can see it there, it's the deep blue metallic, and super happy. So here's an update. 113 miles into the drive so far today. Now I'm 47 minutes, 319 watt hours per mile. I've got 48 miles to the Supercharger in Colfax, North Carolina. I believe that's at a Sheets. And you'll see I am preconditioning for fast charging. 56 degrees out, riding along at highway speeds, just following and riding with traffic. Beautiful day. Beautiful weather, just about 10 degrees too cold to get better efficiency on the car. And you'll see now we're at 29,105 miles, so pushing 30,000 miles. Good driving day, been uneventful, been using autopilot most of the way. I'm trying to compare, do I prefer autopilot or full self-driving, and honestly so far I'm liking autopilot better, other than the lane change feature, which you can click the turn signal on and the car will automatically change lanes with full self-driving. But I honestly prefer autopilot, so I think enhanced autopilot would probably be a better answer, but they do not have a subscription model for that. Regardless, it's been a great driving experience today, and you can see just beautiful blue skies as I ride along here in North Carolina. Here I am at the Tesla Supercharger in Colfax, North Carolina. So I pulled in with 24%, and it's at a Sheets here. 8 stalls, 250 kilowatts, with 1 pull install. It's nice. They have trash. They have windshield cleaner. There's a car wash right here behind me. Some grass if you have dogs for walking the dogs. And let's see, we're charging right away. And let's check out how fast. Right up here in the left. We're up over 200 kilowatts, 225, 254. So, good job, Tesla. I'm gonna go ahead and get charged up here for a bit. Okay, so I'm about to enter a car wash here with my 2023 Tesla Model Y long range, and I'm putting it in car wash mode. So you can see on the screen everything it'll do as I enter this car wash. So I'm not gonna fold the mirrors in. This is a touch-free wash. I'm here in Colfax, North Carolina at the Sheets, and I just supercharged the car. Filled the battery up to 75%. And here we are. We'll put it in park. I'm gonna lock the doors just so the overhead lights shut out. And you'll see car wash mode. Keep speed below 10 mile an hour. Charge port door is locked. Walk away door lock off. Automatic wipers off. Parking assist chimes off. Sentry mode off. Climate is recirculating. Front is closed. Trunk is closed. Fold the mirrors, etc. Great job, Tesla. So I am starting to wrap up this trip. I've got 51 miles to go. It's 55 degrees out. I'm in Virginia on 220 north, passing through the Martinsville area currently. You'll see about 57 minutes out from my final destination. And I've driven 44 miles since the last charge. 50 minutes, 304 watt hours per mile. Overall on this trip, you'll see I'll have driven over 2,000 miles to go from Texas into Alabama, into Florida, up into South Carolina, then to Virginia. And within the next week or so, I'll be making some more road trips, so, you know, be well over 30,000 miles on this 2023 Model Y long range. So far, a smooth, uneventful trip, beautiful weather. And there's a sign for Roanoke, Virginia, as I ride on here headed north. All is smooth and well so far. And just wanted to give you an update. I will try to post one more update before ending this particular set of videos. So I am just 3 miles out. So I'm going to give you a final trip update. I'm going to arrive with around 34 to 35%, which is fine. I'm going to park in a garage, leave Sentry mode off, and then tomorrow at my work I can plug in to a destination charger and fill up. 93 miles on this leg, an hour and 39 minutes since the Colfax, North Carolina Supercharger at the Sheets. And yeah, 296 watt hours per mile. So decent efficiency coming up through the mountains on, 220 towards Roanoke, Virginia. Beautiful area here. It's 51 degrees, so much colder than it was in Florida a couple of days ago at 85 degrees. So big adjustment. Lots of pollen and terrible allergy weather going through South Carolina, pollen all over the car. So I did run it through that car wash, as you saw, in Colfax, North Carolina. So the car will be pretty clean. And yeah, I'll be in Virginia for a little while, and then headed on to my next road trip adventure. So follow along, stay tuned for more adventures, subscribe, and like the channel, like the videos if you can, if you enjoy them, and that'll certainly help me continue to do this. Hope you all have a good day. 29,247 miles, about to end this epic 2,041 mile road trip. Now remember, I started this trip 160 miles before I reset that, so it's 2,200 miles in about 8 days, roughly, give or take. So a lot of miles very, very quickly, and a lot of business in between. Anyway, stay tuned and follow along for more Tesla and EV road tripping in the future.